Happy Friday, beautiful souls. This is Shamama hunting out with a new message for us for this week. Always, I start by thanking you all for liking, sharing, subscribing to my videos here on YouTube, as well as the daily card reads on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. I really want to encourage you guys to go on to Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter, or whatever one of those that you're on, and really pay attention to the daily card readings, because they really do hold some vital information for us on this process and on our journey, and what we need to be, expecting for energies and things like that. So please do so. The messages have been very important lately, and very direct in what they're guiding us and telling us to do. I also want to thank those of you who choose to donate to what I do here on YouTube and on Facebook and Instagram and all of that through Patreon or the donate button on my website. I also want to remind you all that I am here for personal card readings, for personal guidance on your journey, as well as for healing services. So please go to my website for that. It's www.shamamahuntingowl.com. All the information is in the box below the video. So happy Easter, happy Passover, happy full moon, and it's a super blue full moon in Libra, Saturday, tomorrow. We have lots and lots of things going on right now, and lots of things to talk about today. So I have a list of things, and I've got a full reading to do. So I guess let me get started. Okay, so let's talk about the moon for a minute being in Libra. This is the second full moon in the month of March. That's what makes it a super blue moon. I don't think we're going to have another event like this for many years, that we're going to have two full moons again. We had two in January, we have two in March, and that's not going to happen again for a really long time. So these moons are very powerful. They're instrumental in what is going on for the twins, for light workers at this time, for those of us who are on this process of ascension and coming into our unions and things like that. So this moon, what complicates this moon is the Mercury in retrograde. Mercury in retrograde has been affecting many of us. And a lot of what Mercury in retrograde brings in is miscommunication. That's the really big thing. Communication breakdowns. Now we also have this during the season of Aries, because we're still in, I think, that Aries energy, or maybe we're just coming out of that Aries energy. But with Aries being involved in this, Aries is a very hostile, very aggressive energy. So if we're not still in it, we're just going to start coming out of it, I believe, or I think we're in it, because I think Aries is like March to April. So some communications with people in our world, with our twins, are going to be somewhat aggressive, hot, fiery, not so gentle. And it leaves the opportunity for a lot of miscommunications to happen between people. So we need to be very aware of really how we're saying things, and being clear in our messages with people, being gentle, trying to not lose our tempers, not acting from places of being wounded, and just really trying to stay very calm in that. And it's very challenging, because then we have the Libra energy of the moon, which is about peacemaking and keeping things balanced and being harmonious. So we've got these two energies that are kind of, again, the yin and the yang of the situation, and we need to stay balanced in that. Currently, karmic situations, and we say this all the time, I know, but again, we need to be reminded, karmic situations are falling away. People who are not in our highest, greatest good are being removed, distancing themselves. Situations that are not in our highest good we are being separated from. We are either doing this by choice, which is choosing our destiny, or we are leaving it up to fate. When we choose our destiny, it goes much more smoothly. When these separations, when these people and situations leave our lives, we are making that conscious choice to do so. When we leave things up to fate is when the separations from karmic people situations are a little more hairy, shall we say. So we are experiencing a lot of that right now. I know for me, the past 2.5 weeks, holy crap, love bubble, just this huge heart expansion, place of just love, just walking around in this bubble of love for everyone, you know, feeling my cup very, very full. Last week I did the live feed, and it got really fucked up at the beginning, and 18 minutes into it I finally figured out with the help of my daughter how to fix the audio. And I thank you all for that were there and stood by the video and hung with me on that live feed, because there was so much love and so much positive energy, and I really enjoyed doing it with you guys. And I'm definitely going to do another one soon, because it was so much fun, and the love and the energy that just, we were all together, and it felt just amazing. So we've been in this great place of heart expansion. We've also been in a place, I mean, everything's being upgraded. I mean, we are being upgraded, we are being downloaded. It's like a constant thing. But this expansion, the expansion that I have really felt was a lot of heart, a lot of sacral chakra, a lot of throat, and a lot of crown chakra. Those are the main areas where I have been feeling my biggest areas of growth, shall we say. The feelings have just been beautiful. We've also been clearing a lot of things, you know, past life, Akashic records. We've been going into our Akashic records and eliminating, almost just like wiping out, erasing. Like they show me like taking an eraser and erasing a lot of the karma by just being able to clear it like that. Let's see, what else? I have a whole list of things, you guys, so give me a second. Let's see. Okay, so what we're being brought into right now, and the messages that I keep hearing are understanding, compassion, and forgiveness. And that's why this video is called Forgiveness, because understanding and compassion all leads to forgiveness. And this is forgiveness not just for our twins and our experiences that we've had on this journey, and not just for other people around us, but for ourselves. We really need to find compassion and understanding for ourselves first, and then our twins, and the things that have gone on in our relationships, and then our parents, and then our ancestors, and then. This is a time of really getting deep into raising that white flag, surrendering the battles from the past, closing that chapter completely on past hurts and past pains with compassion and understanding for why those things presented in our lives, in our experiences. And right now, the masculine is having a really, really hard time. Now, I want to preface this all by saying, the divine masculine, I am not just talking about the physical vessel of the other twin. I am talking about the masculine in us. Our right side is our masculine, our feminine side is our left side. We each have both energies within us. So when I talk about, and I do all this stuff that I'm talking about, and I do the reading, remember, we are talking about our balanced energy, not just in ourselves, but then also of our twin at the same time. Okay, so the masculine energy has been feeling this rising, okay, of really starting to, things are starting to click, okay? Now, this message may not resonate for everybody, and I want to start with that, because really this message is for those of us who have been able to surrender, let go, and walk away from our twin. We've done this with love. We have done this with compassion for ourselves, for knowing that we deserve. We know what we know our worth. The divine feminine is now in a place where we really know our worth. And our masculine counterparts have not exactly seen our full worth. And a large portion of the community, again, those of us who have chosen to end that runner chaser old twin flame template and really step into a place of honoring ourselves, have walked away. I talked about this about 5 weeks ago, in taking very drastic steps, not out of anger, not out of pain, not out of our wounds, but out of truly wanting to honor ourselves and feel our own worth and know that we are worthy of a great and amazing life experience. Our souls are meant to be nourished, fulfilled, and fed to the highest level. But you have to, in doing that, sometimes walk away with love from those who cannot see us as that divine queen, okay? Or in that energy of being worthy. They know we're worthy, but they're not willing to put in the work, the effort, the time to honor us. And therefore we choose to take our toys from our sandbox and go on our own way for a little while. That's all part of the healing process. Separation, and I mean physical separation, because as we know, twins are never separated. We are the same soul. We are always united. But the actual physical separation is necessary. It is necessary for us all to do our healing, for us to feel our feelings so we can find in ourselves the answers. So as the divine feminine has walked away, a lot of us, again, this isn't going to resonate with everybody, but as those of us who have walked away have chosen to walk away, the masculine is being forced to rise, okay? We are still holding a supportive place for them, okay? We still love them, okay? We have nothing but the highest, greatest love for them. And we want to be with them when they're ready to choose us, to choose themselves actually first, to choose and see their own value and their own worth, and then to come and choose to be with us because they see our worth, because they know their own worth. But so many of the masculine don't see their worth, can't be in a place of saying, I am ready to choose me, myself, and know that I deserve so much better than what I have going on now. So in letting go, we are forcing the masculine to rise. We are forcing the masculine to feel all of these stirrings in themselves. And a lot of the masculine, the message that I received are really kind of beating themselves up over how they've acted, the situations with their twin, and really just feeling like they will never be forgiven. And they have a lot of guilt and shame and really just sad, heavy energy about that. They are wanting the masculine. They're feeling these things. They don't know that they will ever be forgiven because they still are not understanding the unconditional love that the divine feminine has for them. They also know that in order for them to be forgiven, or they think in order for them to be forgiven, that they are going to have to almost sacrifice themselves. And in a way they will. But what they're actually sacrificing is the 3D ego nonsense, okay? They are being driven to release those things so they can choose themselves, to see their value, to see their worth, and then they're able to see what the divine feminine has been seeing in them all along. And then they get to understand what the unconditional love is all about. So divine masculine, know that if your divine feminine has walked away, it is not because they don't love you and don't want to be with you. It's that they want you to step into a place where you can honor yourself and see how worthy you are of the great love and understanding that the feminine holds for you. So understand that. It is not that they were angry and walked away from a place of anger or not forgiving. The divine feminine is at a place where we totally get why things happen, why we get into fights, why we need to trigger each other, why we sometimes need to be assholes to each other in order to heal. We get that. And I should speak for myself here. I honor, love, and respect the fact that my divine masculine has been able to push my buttons and trigger me in such extreme ways to force me to look at myself and to do my healing. So that is a great gift. And many of the divine feminine are at a place on this journey where they value and honor the gift that the masculine has given us through all the nonsense that has gone on for all the years. But now it is the time for the feminine to establish her worth and basically do her business until the masculine is ready to see their own value and recognize the love that is really there and understand what it means to love without conditions and without expectations. It's a lot for them to understand. It's not something that comes to them, guys are like, the masculine, and again, I say guys, but you know what I mean. But the masculine energy, unconditional love doesn't make sense. It just doesn't compute in their practical, logical minds. Their brains are just so not used to feeling and not used to experiencing what unconditional love is. They've never had it. Not from their parents, not from their family, not from the people around them. Everything they have gotten in love has come with expectations and conditions. You do for me and I'll do for you. I expect this, I expect that. That's not good enough. All of these things. So it's really, they're really feeling that they want to understand this unconditional love, but they are fearful that the feminine is not going to forgive them. So a lot of them want to reach out. A lot of them are freaking stalking their feminine on social media and trying to figure out a way to maybe not actually reach out directly, but accidentally run into them, and or some sort of arrangement that makes it look like an accident that it's really not, because they're fearful of how they will be received from the feminine. Divine masculine, rest assured, you will be received with love. You will be received with love. Now that doesn't mean that you may not get a little grief for the shit that's gone down or the way it's gone down, but it's not going to be a full-blown attack. It's going to be honest, open communication about the experience. There will be vulnerability. There will be transparency involved in that, where everybody needs to just lay their cards on the table, so to speak, and come into a place where conversation can take place. So understand that, you guys. Okay, let me see. Hang on. I got stuff everywhere. Okay, so so part of what is making or assisting the divine masculine in making this rise, in feeling this awareness, is the fact that the connection has been sort of severed by the feminine. They are feeling the absence. They are feeling the loss of that constant flow of love, and they need to, because when we continuously flow them with love, that allows them to stay comfortable where they're at, because they know we are there just loving. But now it's time for them to love themselves enough to step out of their situations and step into a much greater place of self-love and love for their counterpart. Okay, let's see. Let's see, what else? Forgiveness. Okay, so the forgiveness that we're dealing with, like, I think I said this already, but I just want to reiterate. The divine feminine is really clearing a lot of energy. Lots of little pieces of unresolved family issues are coming up. And again, it comes down to needing to forgive. Understanding that family issues, parents have done the best they could, regardless of how fucked up our situations may have been. Our parents, our families, our people in our lives have done the best they could with their own wounds and brokenness. So honor that that is where they have been at in their process and their journey. Understand that as souls, as divine souls, we chose these soul contracts with these people in our lives, with our families, with our friends, in order for us to go through some of these really shitty experiences, in order to help us develop the compassion, understanding, and healing ability to help others who are in these same situations. That is why we are light workers. We are not here only for this beautiful romance of love with our twin. We are here to help. We are here to light the way. We are way showers for the rest of humanity. We must experience these experiences and learn how to heal them ourselves so we can help others, guide them in healing what they need to heal for themselves. We need to light the way. We need to be that lighthouse that stands and shows by example that it can be done with love for everyone. Okay, little talk about Easter and the full moon. So the full moon is about releasing. So we are going through letting go again of anything that is not in our highest, greatest good. Now, sometimes when we offer that up to the divine and we say, you know, whatever we say, help me release those karmic situations and anything that's not in our highest, greatest good, it doesn't always look or turn out the way we would think. And sometimes people end up leaving our lives that we don't realize are karmic situations or only meant to be there in our lives for a short period of time to help us through something. And again, we have to come to the place that if anything that is happening in your experience right now, as long as you are being your authentic self and coming from a place of love, and something what you would view as a negative happens, you got to look at it as it was meant to happen for a reason, because it's meant to bring you to the next step. That needed to change. That person needed to be removed. I needed to lose my job because it was no good for me in the first place. I needed to get sick because I wasn't taking care of myself. And it was a wake-up call to start taking care of myself. All of these experiences happen for a damn good reason. Accept that. So when you release on this moon, understand that sometimes things are taken away. And we don't necessarily at the time understand why, but this is why they're happening. Okay, also Easter. So let's talk a little bit about Easter. Easter is a time of resurrection. Easter is a time of new beginnings, okay? Even with Passover being involved, this is the time where those protected, the chosen, were marked their doorways, so the angel of death passed over. This is ascension. This is new life. This is being given a new beginning, okay? And that is what we are experiencing. We are definitely honoring the sacredness of these events, but we have to see them as this is our new beginning, our chance to another start, a new book in our huge encyclopedia collection. This is a next book, okay? This is a big time for us. Together we rise, okay? And this is what we are doing through this weekend, through this period. It's a big time for us to rise, to be the phoenix rising, to ascend out, to come out of those ashes, to ascend, to step into our fullness, and together we rise. Also, I know I have been experiencing some very interesting timeline shifts happening. As I've been clearing things, I'm actually, again, seeing timelines collapse, timelines folding over each other. So know, and this ties into the event, okay? Everybody talked last week or 2 weeks ago, I don't even remember when it was at this point, about this big event. We are the event. We are our own event. We are the event we are waiting for, okay? This is not some cosmic thing that's going to happen. This is our own growth, our own process. And as we are clearing and healing these things, again, the timelines are merging and collapsing to bring us to our next level of our highest, greatest good. We are ascending and aspiring to live in the timeline that is the highest vibrational frequency for our soul. Okay? Okay. So, I think that covers all of that. Yes? Yes. Thank you. Okay, so I'm going to start with, the reading. The Wizard Tarot. I love this deck. It's beautiful. And we've got kind of a long message, but I'm going to keep it very clear and concise, you guys. Because it's a very direct message. And I did divide it into masculine and feminine. And know that I'm not just talking about masculine, the partner. I'm talking about, again, your own masculine energy within yourself, as well as the twins, the twin process in this reading. So you may resonate with both sides of this reading if you're really balanced in yourself. Some of you may not. It just depends. Some of us are beyond needing to balance our masculine, and we're pretty balanced in ourselves right now. So it just depends on where you are. And I also want to say that if this doesn't exactly resonate right on with you, it's because it is for a great number of people. There is personal readings are needed, okay? Or not needed, I shouldn't say that. They are, if you want to know exactly what's going on for you in your process, in your journey, schedule a private session, because these readings are for a group of people. They are not meant for everyone, because we are all on different phases in our journey, on our process. Just today, I had someone who reached out, or who was guided to me. Very odd situation, but a beautiful situation. And she just started finding out just a few months ago about this whole twin flame thing. And she met her twin 20 years ago. And it was just a beautiful, beautiful exchange. And so we are all at different places. So this message may not resonate with everybody. So if you want information about your process, where you're at, spiritual guidance, not even card readings, but guidance on where you should be or what you should be doing, or really, working on your intuition or whatever it is, reach out for a private session, you guys. So, okay, to the reading. I love this. Underlying energy. The Six of Cups. A beautiful, beautiful card. Innocence. Nostalgia. Love. Okay? Looking back at a time where love was pure, easy, simple. Okay? Kind of like that bubble love period at the beginning of our journeys when we first met our twins, when it was very magical, before all the triggering and everything started, and things started to get a little hairy, and all the wounds, the big core wounds came out. This is really remembering the purity of the love. I mean, the white flowers, in the card. Beautiful, beautiful purity, innocence. Remembering a time where it was simple. Thinking back to, wow, how beautiful was that? That first instant when you met your twin, or you came into their experience and your eyes locked, and you felt all of those beautiful things that you feel inside. Your skin lit up, you tingled, you were excited, you were giddy. It was beautiful. That's the underlying energy. That's what we're feeling. We're remembering the beauty of that time. And really, trying to connect with that again, really treasuring it. I think for the divine feminine, this energy is really about this big expansion of love that our hearts have felt over the last 2 weeks. This just huge bubble of just so much love pouring out of us. And I think for the masculine, it's them really reminiscing about what the relationship has been. How did we start there and end up here? And really just a time of longing and wanting that innocence and that purity back. Okay, so the masculine, the first card. Okay, guys, don't shoot the messenger, okay? Because the masculine got some really, really hard cards. The Tower, okay? But this is good. This is good, okay? And I don't know how well you can see the card, but we've got the lady up in the tower, safe and secure from the storm, and we've got down here on this side, getting slammed by the waves, but leaning against the tower that's protecting the feminine is the masculine, the symbol for the masculine, okay? The masculine's feeling it, okay? They're feeling the storm. Now, the feminine is very protected in the tower from the storm, okay? And the masculine is trying to lean upon her energy to support him in being safe from these waves. But they can't, we can support them, but we can't keep them safe from the waves. They have to feel the pressure from the storm. That's why the storm is brewing. That's why they're not inside the tower, because if they were inside the tower, then they would be meant to be safe from it. But they are meant to feel our support, but weather the storm on the outside, on their own. On their own. They need to experience these things. They need to feel these things. They need to feel the pressure of their worlds kind of coming down upon them. So they choose themselves. So they step out of the situations that are negative in their lives, or that are maybe not even negative, but aren't just aren't fulfilling them, aren't feeding and nourishing their souls. So the masculine's next card is, and I asked, like, how are they feeling through all of this? What are they actually experiencing? And we got the Three of Swords. And this is not a nice card either. I mean, again, pain, heartache. They know that these swords they have put in their own heart. This is also representative of the karmics being involved and all the heartache that is being felt by everyone involved. The masculine is feeling all the swords. Okay, they are feeling their twin, their karmic, and their own. They're feeling all of this heartbreak, and they are taking it to a point where they're coming to a place where they're accepting responsibility for all this pain. None of this pain, well, I mean, ultimately, yes, this all had to happen, but they're looking at it and going, fuck, how did I get here? How did I get to this place? And they are feeling this heartache, this pain, this loss very, very deeply. And what I love, okay, and what I'm going to say that I do love about this card is the rain in the background. Because the rain, the tears are transformative. They are purifying. It's like it's washing the pain away. Through their suffering, through this, God is giving them still the opportunity to end their suffering, to end the pain for everyone involved, and allow it to wash over them and purify them and sanctify their soul. Okay, because that's all they need to do. They can remove these swords, but they've gotta feel the pain. Okay, what this is bringing up for the masculine in the 3D world is the 9, right? The 9 of Swords. Okay, anguish, nightmares, inability to sleep, just feeling like shit all the way around, heavy in their thoughts because they've got all this pain in their heart. You know, these thoughts, the suffering, I mean, the thoughts are putting the pain, they just can't, it's like they're holding their head trying to go, okay, what the fuck do I do? And they're trying to process it with their minds. And this is not something you can process in your mind. It's something you have to process in your heart. So, Divine Masculine, feel the feels. Know that that longing and that desire in your heart to honor yourself and to honor your union needs to come from here. It can't be something that you have to make sense of in your head, because it'll never fucking make sense. If you try to make logical sense of this, it never will make sense. For the longest time, and I say this to the masculine, the feminine will support me in this, the feminine, as we were going through all of this, because we have been there, masculine, the feminine has been in the place that you are in. We thought we were batshit fucking crazy because we were feeling. The feminine is much more feeling. And we were trying to make sense of all of this in our heads, and we couldn't. We just had to trust and have faith that what we were feeling was true. And masculine, get out of your fucking heads. Get out of your heads. Stop trying to make sense of what's going on in your heart and in your soul, and honor it and roll with it and allow it. Allow it to be your reality. You know, the feminine talks about intuition. The masculine calls their intuition their gut feeling. Like, I got this feeling in my gut. That's your fucking intuition. Listen to it. Let your heart speak to you. See the signs. See the synchronicities around you. When you're seeing the numbers, the repetitive numbers, and your twin's name on every, you know, wherever you look, or the car they drive, or you know, things that remind you of your twin, and every time, you know, you look at something, it's like, holy crap, that's there, or that's there, and oh my God, that's like a thing for my twin. And the feminine's been dealing with this all along. Recognize these as your signs. These are guiding you to where you need to be and focusing. It's telling you, trust in this. It's real. Okay. So next for the Divine Masculine is how they're feeling, what they're doing about the situation at the moment. And as they're processing this, they are starting to see things from a new perspective. They are the hangman. But this hanged man is not the traditional hanged man. This hanged man has one patch over his eye. He's picture in the background is upside down. He's got the symbols of the ruined stones behind him. He is seeing things from a completely different perspective. He is not stuck in his understanding. He is now starting to understand and be able to look at things, you know, not necessarily with both eyes, okay? Trusting his inner voices, his inner vision, and the spiritual guidance, the signs behind him and around him, seeing things from a different perspective. And I love this because he's dressed in green, and that again is heart chakra. That is love. That is the color of love. So he's open to looking at things from another perspective. But he's got to get out of his head first, okay? And he's working toward this. Now, as he's working toward this, though, and as he's trying to get through all of this pain, he's also attempting to soothe himself, okay? Self-soothing, to make himself feel better. And how he's doing that is the Eight of Pentacles. He is burying himself in his work, okay? Staying very, very busy in order to function, in order to be able to deal with what is going on inside of him. That is the only place in his work that the Divine Masculine can feel stable, like their tower isn't crumbling. And for some of the divine masculine, even their work stuff is starting to fall apart. And they are working diligently on keeping themselves occupied, okay? To deal, to cope with what is happening around them. It's like the only place they feel safe is at work. So the last card for the masculine is what is the outcome of this for them at this point? What is the next step for them? And this is the Queen of Swords. Now, Queen of Swords is always been in my understanding and my view, my messages, the divorce card, the separation card, the cutting, swift truth being delivered in a compassionate way, okay, because she is the queen. There is communication that needs to take place. The masculine is aware of this, that things need to be spoken, and they, as I said earlier, okay, they are stepping into a place where these conversations are going to, if they are not already, going to be taking place through this moon cycle, okay? Will be with compassion. The divine masculine does not want anyone else to be hurt anymore. This has been painful enough, so they want to do it in a compassionate way. But the truth is coming out. It is being spoken, and that sword is ready to cut through the bullshit. Okay? So there you go. Feminine. Where are our beautiful divine feminine energies at this point in time? Where we are, Two of Cups. Two of Cups in this card is the divine feminine is in union with herself. Okay? We are really, and again, depending on where you are on your journey, able to celebrate the fact of being able to balance our energies, maintain our energies, even through all the ups and downs, really staying stable, purging and healing like we need to without losing our minds completely. You know, still being human, having your ups and downs, yes, but being able to come back to a place where we truly are stable and celebrating the great love that we have for ourselves. Okay, this is really the feminine coming into herself and honoring and respecting her feminine and masculine energy. Okay, so the next card for the feminine is, I asked, what is the feminine doing right now? Like, what is her experience? What is she, what is her experience right now? What does she need to do? What is she doing? And I got the Five of Pentacles. Now, this does not mean that the divine feminine is feeling out in the cold. This card, actually, the first message I got was the divine feminine is leading the way. Okay? She is leading the divine masculine out of the cold, showing him the way, setting by example, leading him forward, taking him out of this place of lack and unworthiness into a warmer, more loving environment. She's leading him out of the cold. She's leading the way for him. So that's what the divine feminine is doing, just by living her authentic self, her truth. Living by example. That's what we need to do. It's not lecturing, it's not teaching, it's just being you and doing you and letting them see you do you. Because they see it and they feel it. Okay, so the next card I got for the divine feminine is the Queen of Wands. And this is the feminine looking toward her future. All of the things that she is passionate about, she is looking forward at. She's not worried about what's happening behind her. She knows that her masculine is following, will follow her lead. She's not worried about it. Okay? She is looking forward to her future, following her passions, the things that light her fire. okay? Now, what I found beautiful about this is the next card next to this is the King of Cups. So she is looking at her king. She knows who her king is. She is faithful and passionate that her king is there, that all the love is there, okay? And that leading him forward will bring this together, okay? This king needs to just freaking stop looking at all the fish and look at the cup he's got, okay? He needs to look at his great cup, okay? His great cup of love, and stop focusing on everything else around him. And she is seeing that, and she knows that, and she knows he will stand in his love and in his understanding and compassion and find himself in that love, okay? So the next card I got for the feminine, what does the feminine need to do right now, is the next actual 3 cards. And this is so cool because we got the 7 of Pentacles. And this is wait patiently, Divine Feminine. Everything is coming in the 3D world. Everything is coming in the 3D world. Allow it to mature. Allow the fruits of our labor to ripen fully, okay? Don't rush it. Stand by it, honor it, respect it, and know everything is coming. Okay, this is our love. This is our prosperity. This is our abundance. This is our mission. This is everything we are working for. It's maturing. Okay? So stand there, honor it, be patient with it. Okay? You don't want to rush it. You know, I talked a long time about rushing a cake before it's ready. You can't fucking cook a cake and turn up the temperature and expect it to taste good. It's going to taste like garbage, okay? You don't want to pick the fruits of your labor before they are ready, because they will be sour. Give it the patience. Give it the time. Focus on your passions. The next thing that the feminine needs to do is stay balanced. The 2 of Pentacles. Balance that energy. Okay? Keep it balanced. Stay grounded and stay connected at the same time. Bring those energies together. Don't lose your shit. If you feel yourself starting to get angry, go, okay, wait a minute. Why is this happening in my experience right now? What is this bringing up for me? Where do I need to be? How do I set an example? I'm about love and light and compassion and understanding. Why is this triggering me? Why am I not having understanding for this person or this experience? Staying balanced, knowing, and like there's like, to me this looks like a little dove. I don't know if you can see that in between the pentacles. You know, it forms the infinity symbol, but there's like this dove. That is spirit helping you stay in that place of being balanced, being peaceful, just being in that energy. Now, not the last card actually, the next card for the feminine, and again, what she needs to work on, this is the Wheel of Fortune card. But to me, when I saw this card, the first thing that came to my mind was that Spirit showed me was she's working. Just as the masculine is diligently working here, the feminine is working. Okay, she's at that little spinning wheel thing. I don't know what it's called. It's a spinning wheel, right? She's making things happen in her world by maintaining her balance and being patient and feeling stable within herself. That is what's moving things forward. And she is working really hard. You know, and it's not bad hard. It's good hard. She's applying herself toward the things that will lead her to her abundant future, okay? She is making shit happen, and how we know that is the last card for the feminine is the Magician. She has the magic to move this wheel. Like I think about like Rumpelstiltskin. I don't know, is that the thing with the spinning wheel? And I don't know. She had the magic all along. She has the magic to make her world manifest. And so many of the Divine Feminine right now are seeing that. We are manifesting things. We manifest them best when we release attachment, though. So those feminine who are still having issues with manifesting, release those attachments. Let them go. Create the magic and then offer it up. and just let it unfold, okay? 3 cards for the union, or what's joining the divine feminine and the divine masculine at this time. And the first card we got is the Ace of Cups. And that is all the love from the divine coming down, taking the plunge into our feelings, knowing that those feelings are there and real and divine, and just bathing in that love, bathing in our love, experiencing all the emotions. The next card is the Chariot. Okay, and I love this card because it's a little witch on her broom, and it so reminds me of the divine feminine. But again, as we bask in this love that we feel, okay, between each other, for all of us, we are moving things ahead. We are taking flight on our broomsticks, and it's true, beep, moving things ahead in a balanced way, masculine and feminine together. We are moving together. And the last card is the Ace of Swords. And this is, it's true, ding, ding. This is true, okay? This is truth being delivered. The divine dropping down truth to all of us and making it swift and cutting away the things. Like I said, we can either choose destiny or we can choose fate. When we choose destiny, we do it on our own. When we choose fate, the divine has to step in and cut that shit away. This is the divine cutting shit away. If you don't choose this, if you don't choose to bathe and bask in this love and trust it and jump from the cup into that lake, okay? The divine steps in and the divine truth will be done swiftly and probably not the way you want it to be, you know, because it's never really the way we wish it would unfold. So that's where we're at, you guys. I hope you enjoyed this reading. It was a little long. I know this video is a little long, so thank you for bearing with me and listening. I really want to thank you all again. Those of you who do choose to contribute to what I do here, thank you. Thank you for working with me. Thank you for allowing me into your process and your journey. Thank you for your love and support. And it really, this is an amazing family. This is an amazing tribe. And I love you guys. Again, I am available for readings, sessions, whatever you need, just guidance, help as to where you're at or situations. Go to my website. And really, if this doesn't resonate with you and you're like in a different place on your journey altogether, reach out, figure out what's going on. We can work through this stuff together and really tap into where you are and what's happening. So with that, I'm going to wrap this up. I am sending you guys so much love and light, gratitude and blessings. Always, always, always beautiful souls. Have a great Passover, a happy Easter, a wonderful full moon. I love you guys so much, and we'll talk again soon. All right, bye-bye.